Steelstriker. Look at the side of the book. Fantastic design. This book is hardback. And this, while I could do without the white letters necessarily, this is a beautiful book. I love hardback books that are also beautiful underneath their cover. For some reason, I can't find the first Sky Hunter in hardback, but whatever. Um, I am all here for this sequel. It was so good, and I'm really pleased that they skipped her being turned into a Sky Hunter, but this book was fantastic. Um, a sm- I put a small issue. I don't care about any of the rest of this. Get to where they kill head dude, like, and he ended up being a coward. That was like the best part. um, I thought mom was marked for death. I'm kind of glad that I was wrong about that, but the main antagonist motivation, because remember I think I didn't really explain what the antagonist wanted besides like conquering stuff. That's because I didn't know what he wanted until I read this book. It's one of those motivations where it's like, this will be great as long as I live long enough to accomplish it and see it. But like, why do people want to be immortal? I don't know. As I'm not going to get into all of that, but I don't understand why people want to be immortal or whatever. This book is great. I really like this book. Um, I almost feel all of the unsatisfactory children. Oh, oh. I feel all of the unsatisfactory feelings from Children of the Dragon fading because it's just a duology and they get it over with in this book. And like there's no like dumb after bit where we have to figure out where we go from here because it's not their job to figure out where they go from here. They conquered an entire country and like there's no weird gross parts of it, and also the main character doesn't end up dying. um and also he didn't literally eat the king's heart, which made me so upset. That's what I wanted. um this book is really good, and it goes on the favorite bookshelf. And again, when designing your books, maybe it's more expensive, which is why they don't do this, which I get. This is fantastic, and I love the font of the title. Maybe that's why the white letters don't bother me as much on the front. Are they also on the back? Hang on. They're not, but yeah. Um, it doesn't say where Marie Lu is from. That's her name, the author. But she is awesome. She's Asian, but like what I'm saying about like diversity in your authors, it's not hard, and there really is no excuse. There's foreshadowing in this book. I'm sure there are other literary devices that I haven't thought of since 12th grade English. Like, you use it. There is no excuse anymore. Hang on. I'm just gonna put that back. It's a very tall book. Um, I have I have a book that's a TikTok book, but only in the sense that I follow the person on TikTok who wrote the book. But it's not built for it's the book is not for a channel like this, so I'm going to read that in my own free time. I should do a video on all of the frivolous reading I've done. I'll probably get around to that. Because a lot of the stuff on this bookshelf actually hasn't been read. I read a shocking amount of it for a person who loves to read, and people are always like, oh, I don't read all of my books. I don't like to do that. I've read a shocking amount of these books. That's why I started this channel. So, yeah. So I have this thing with books that are like the noun of nouns, or a noun and noun, a noun of noun and noun, a song of ice and fire, children of blood and bone, um, a court of thorns and roses. I bought it. because I've been seeing it everywhere. And I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll read the book and see if I like it. And I got sucked in. I got sucked in so hard. And I was so ready for this to just be so disappointing. But it wasn't. It's a little bit cringe. The romance happens a little bit too unprompted for my liking, honestly. Like she's the history sometimes I feel like needs to trump whatever emotions you're feeling. Um I just I'm so upset that I got sucked into this book. I read the whole thing and man, the plot takes a second to start though. Because like the focus is there's a heavy focus on the romance, which I don't necessarily like per se, but yeah, this is she's got so many books. I'm gonna be here for forever. I have all four of the other ones, so none of the characters annoyed me. I saw that some people said that the characters annoyed them. None of them particularly got on my nerves. Nesta though, uh, she well, I take that back. Nesta got on my nerves because she's doing that thing that happens in fantasy books like this, where they're like, I don't understand why I have to do work now, and it's like, okay, but you are poor now, so you're gonna need to figure it out. Um, and whining about your entitlement is not going to help. uh, I thought this was going to be about the plague, but I guess not. I mean, it is a bit, but it isn't center stage. I mean, their romance is center stage for like this much of the book, and then this is about solving the problem. Um, because like, do remember while you're reading about Feyre and Tamlin, I believe his name is, while you're reading about their romance, there is like a plot happening, and there's a problem that needs fixing. Um, yeah. I'm so upset that I got sucked into this book. I can't even really articulate why. I just when I see books that are everywhere that are really like popular, I'm just like they probably actually suck and everybody's just got blinders on. But no, it's well written. It's good. It's a little bit cringe, but it's well written. And Feyre is a strong character, not just because they say she is strong, but she is shown in the book to be doing things that make her a strong character. um, there wasn't enough adventure for most of it because remember I said that like this is their romance and this is solving the problem. That's even less than it was before, but that's what it felt like. The last 150 pages are really good, and I low key felt the heartbreak, which is when I knew I was getting sucked in. Um, Also, I think this book, for a lot of it, might just like up until like maybe here, up until here, I think this book is just Beauty and the Beast. She can't see his face, and when she first meets him, he's a beast. She's beautiful when she cleans herself up because she's been living poor and they live in a fantasy world, so there's no running water, of course. Why don't fantasy worlds have running water? Why is it always like a river or something? Fantasy worlds should have running water. But anyway, um like she falls in love with him regardless of the fact that she can't really see his face and like he is like kind of a monster, but it's Beauty and the Beast because then she breaks the curse and everything's fine. So I'm gonna read the other ones. Three of them are probably going to be frivolous reading because this book was pushing 500 pages, and let me know I don't read 500-page books for the channel anymore. Y'all know that. Um. Yeah. I don't read 500-page books for the channel anymore, and all those books are thick except for book four. What happened to book four? Why is it so skinny? Like, what was she doing? Slow week?